Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play AGEOD's Civil War. Here we are on the next turn, and I think I've already made all the moves I want to make. I'm just going to describe to you what they are. So, all these units that I had gathered in Newark, now that that railroad is fixed, I'm railroading them all. I'm using a lot of railroad points this turn. I'm railroading them all the way to Manassas, uh, and then hopefully we'll move south from there. So that's good. We're finally getting those units moving. Let's take this supply unit and put him on my support stack there. Uh, in other news, here in Newark, not only did we have these three corps of 4 divisions each, but we also had two extra divisions. One of them, excuse me, my cat is here and he's uh, getting in the way. uh, two extra divisions sitting there. Now, one of them I'm sending to join Rosecrans, so he'll have his 4 divisions. So what we're going to end up with here in the east is 5 corps of 4 divisions each, plus Rosecrans' army with 4 divisions. Uh, so I said we had 2 extra divisions here. One of them I'm sending to Rosecrans. The other one seems superfluous to me. So I'm sending him all the way here to Kentucky to join Grant. So we'll have one more division over here in Kentucky to work with. Here in Kentucky, I'm pulling Grant back to Louisville after that defeat at Lexington. I have a lot of units gathering here to build my new corps. I have Sherman off to chase this guy who's running around in central Ohio, and I hope he doesn't run into any of these units that I have. This guy must have gotten chased out of somewhere. He's signal in here. I'll send him to Jackson. I have so Sherman's gonna try to take care of that guy. I hope he doesn't run into any of these units that I have streaming into Louisville. We're assaulting Bowling Green next turn. There only appears to be a small militia unit there, so hopefully we'll take that easily. Nothing going on in Missouri. Van Dorn's disappeared. Albert Sidney Johnston has disappeared. And down here in Mississippi, we haven't lost New Orleans yet, although our division got pushed out before he was able to dig in. So I have Lyon's group. I gave him one of Hooker's divisions. I have him railroading back here to New Orleans to take care of these threats. Meanwhile, here's Hooker, and I'll have him continuing to move forward towards this town here of Meridian. So I think that's all I'm doing this turn. You'll see I've used up almost all my railroad points, so I'm purchasing a lot more. And I may purchase one more division for Kentucky here. Let me pause it, and I'll show you what happens on either turn if anything exciting happens. Okay, so we've had a defeat here in Greene, Ohio. I'm not exactly sure where that is. But I think this is one of the units, or 2 of them. It looks like we lost one of the infantry units that we had moving towards Kentucky to create divisions and such. So that stinks. I believe this is the Confederate force I have Sherman chasing. So hopefully Sherman will chase him down soon. Here, let me pause it, see what else happens. Okay, so for the moment, we've lost New Orleans. That stinks. This large force overtook our small garrison there. That stinks, but it's no surprise. We do have Lyon moving in that direction to retake it. So if we lose New Orleans for a turn or two, it'll be okay. Here, I'll pause it. Let's see what else happens. On a positive note, Bowling Green is ours, so that's good. No surprise. They only had a small militia unit there. So here, let's pause it and see what else can happen. Okay, we're back. That's it for the inner turn. I went ahead and figured out my moves for the next turn. Here in the east, Keyes' corps hasn't arrived in Manassas yet, but both Hamilton and Crittenden have. I'm pulling Wallace's corps up to Manassas as well, and I'm moving Hamilton forward one region here to Culpeper. So we'll have 4 corps in this region very soon to start thinking about heading to Fredericksburg. And I'm pulling Rosecrans and his 4 divisions up to Alexandria. Well, to explain that briefly, if I hit shift here, you can see when I have Rosecrans selected, this blue area pops up. This is sort of his area of effect, where you know, his reach. This is, I think, depends upon his strategic rating. It's 3, so this is sort of a moderately sized area of effect. I want to move him up to make sure I keep all of his core in his area of effect so they can inherit some of his better qualities as they move on Fredericksburg. So that's what I'm doing there. Kearney's continuing to chase Robert E. Lee. I don't know what happened last interturn with Sherman. I don't remember him getting into a battle, but he did become promotable. So I'm giving his group a rest while I promote Sherman, and then I may send him off here towards West Virginia to take care of those Confederates in that area. Things are continuing to get organized in Louisville. We've taken Bowling Green. I'm leaving Pope there for the moment while I send Thomas forward to see what we can do about this division here in Gallatin in preparation for us hopefully moving on Nashville in the near future. Nothing very scary going on in St. Louis. And let's see, down here in Mississippi, we're moving Hooker forward one more area to try to take Meridian. It looks like Meridian's not a depot, nor is Gainesville, and we're going to need a depot in this area if we're going to keep moving forward. So we may want to make a depot at Meridian. I think I have 5 supply units between Hooker and Lyon, so we can afford to build a depot or 2, or I guess even 3, and still leave both groups with at least 1 supply unit. And finally, Lyon's about to assault New Orleans. This apparently 1 division that's sitting in New Orleans, we're going to attack them with 4 plus John Wilder. But because Lyon's only a 1-star, we're dealing with a 35% command penalty, so their power is only 1639. I hope this goes well. If we're really lucky, Lyon will get himself a good victory, and we'll take New Orleans back, and Lyon will become promotable. That's my hope. Anyway, let me pause it. We'll see what happens in the interturn. Okay, so we got ourselves a little victory against Robert E. Lee. It looks like we each lost an equal number of men, but they called this a victory. They had some units routed. I imagine Robert E. Lee's still hanging around. Let's pause it, see what else happened. Alright, so we've had a victory at New Orleans. Again, it looks like we lost 1,200 men. They lost 1,000. So, sort of victory where we lost a few more men than they lost, and no units were routed or anything. But this is good news. Maybe Lyon will be promotable. Let me pause it, see what else happens. Cool. So, watching that the units move around, it looks like we took New Orleans, but then they moved more units in. So this time Lyon was defending against 20,000 Confederates coming in, and we got another victory. This time the casualties were again just about equal. They took a few more than us, but it's a victory for us, so that's good. Here, I'll pause it. Let's see what else happened. All right, we're back. If I do this really quickly, maybe we'll fit in 2 more turns during this video. I'm moving my corps here to sort of surround Fredericksburg from the north to hopefully assault it next turn. Newly promoted Sherman, having him move towards West Virginia to try to take care of these guys. Still have units streaming into Louisville. I'm attacking Nashville next turn with Thomas, moving Pope up to Gallatin, which I just took without a battle, and a little militia unit to cover Bowling Green for the moment. Nothing going on in Missouri. Hooker is besieging Meridian. Unfortunately, he's not active right now, so I can't assault it yet. There's not much by way of units on the inside. Lyon, I'm giving him a break here in New Orleans. I'm pulling this division back up to defend it. So, this will give him a turn to get there and dig in. I pulled off one of Lyon's divisions to move up here to Springfield because that got taken by a small, looks like a horse artillery unit. So hopefully we'll take that back, and our supply line from New Orleans will really be clear again. Unfortunately, through those battles, Lyon did not gain himself a promotion, so we're still waiting on that. All right, let me pause it. I think that's it. Let's do the inner turn and maybe fit in 1 more turn before the end of this video. Okay, we have another small victory over Lee. Some of his units got destroyed, and we took a bunch of prisoners. I don't know, maybe this is the end of his little troop that we've been chasing around. We'll see. Hold tight. Let's see what else happens. We have a small victory in Nashville. We didn't lose any men, and they lost 461 men. I don't know if this means we've taken Nashville or not. Let's pause it and find out. So in Springfield, where we sent that one division to try to retake it down here in Louisiana, and we met a defeat. There was actually a good number of men there, but we inflicted more casualties than we took, so it's the kind of defeat that can work for us, but I think we haven't managed to take Springfield this turn. Hopefully Lyon will take care of that next turn. Let's pause and see what else happened. Alright, so here we are in late September 1863. Let's try to get through one more turn before the end of this video. I'm going to attack Fredericksburg with 2 of these corps. Hamilton is not active, so I'll have him sit, but he could still march to the sound of the guns. I think that's a possibility, even though he's not active. So I'll leave him there, and I'm assaulting with 2 corps. Sending Kearny here back to Harper's Ferry. It looks like the Confederacy retook Winchester, so I'll have him take that back soon. And I had forgotten that the Confederacy blew the depot up here in Harrisburg, so I have a small unit with 2 supply units coming up here to Harrisburg to rebuild that, just to deal with things. I've built more divisions. I'm slowly building divisions as these units stream in. So I'm not going to make the corps yet because some of them are a little beat up and tired, either because they got into fights out here or there was the battle in Louisville not too long ago. So I'll wait for a while longer to make the corps there. Nothing going on in Missouri. Down in Mississippi, Hooker has taken Meridian. I guess they surrendered to him there. So I'm having him build a depot there so that we have a depot in Jackson, a depot in Meridian, so supply will keep moving that way, and then we can continue to move into Alabama with supplies coming. Jefferson Davis here just had a loss at Springfield, but that's okay. Lyon is active, so I'm having him assault Springfield with his greater number of troops and more fresh troops, and I'm having Davis rejoin Lyon, and this division here in New Orleans is digging in to defend there. So that's it. I'll do the inner turn. Let's see what happens. So Lyons won us victory at Springfield. We took 3,000 casualties. They took almost 3,000 casualties. So, you know, it's about even, but it looks like we pushed him out of Springfield, so that's good news. Maybe now we can promote Lyon. We'll see. Here, I'll pause it. We'll see what else happens. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. That was all that happened during that inner turn. It looks like we're besieging Fredericksburg. Let's see if we can promote Lyon just for fun. Let's see. Can we? Can we? No, of course not. So Lyon is still a 1-star, but Springfield is ours. New Orleans is ours. And we have a depot at Meridian. So all that's good news. Here, I'll end this video here, and we'll pick it up in the next one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time.